there was a pretty startling split screen. You had 1,000 kids in Nashville out there protesting the lack of action on gun reform measures. While you had Governor DeSantis signing a bill on permitless carry behind closed doors.
Yeah,
what did you make of that?
Scared to death.
Who is he scared of?
Scared of the people. Scared of the
people
public.
In Florida?
Yeah, that overwhelmingly oppose that position. But I think the majority of NRA members, probably oppose that position. No background checks.
That's a lie.
No background, none.
What a moron.
Really? I mean, no training. Why would we do that with weapons of war?
First off, Gavin Newsom is lying to you. And I don't think a governor, if he doesn't understand the whole idea of background checks, by the way, that's controlled federally. And if Gavin Newsom doesn't know that, then perhaps he should refrain from speaking on the subject. Welcome back to the program. Dana Loesch here with you, bottom of the second hour. The California governor is ignoring all of the crime, needles, and feces in his own state, and he believes that DeSantis, even though he hasn't announced anything, and they've been passing and scoring win after win in Florida on behalf of voters, he's obsessed. He's absolutely obsessed. He's been talking nonstop about him for how long? How long now has Gavin Newsom been... I don't think he's on the same page as the rest of the Democrat Party, really. It's kind of interesting. But he's accusing DeSantis. I don't know if you've seen photos of DeSantis signing the open carry bill. He had like a herd of people in his room, and they did photos and they had cameras. So I don't understand what he's talking about. Did he not see these things? It's on, you know how we saw him? They were on this thing called the internet. Maybe Newsom can say it with us. Internet. It's very easy. You can go and find the pictures online. I mean, it didn't look in secret, especially when they're all like pushing him out there with the press and everything else. No, they seemed pretty happy about it. Voters seemed like they were pretty happy about it as well, because it was also one of the things that DeSantis had pushed when he was running for re-election. And if Gavin Newsom thinks that that's somehow that voters don't support it, didn't seem like that at the election. Here's the thing. Republicans in Florida have won by margins that Democrats in California win by. Now, consider that. I'll say it again. Republicans in Florida have won by margins that Democrats have won in California. Now, here's the difference. Florida is growing. California is not. In fact, California is decreasing in terms of population size. It's so bad there. Nobody even wants to stay because of the weather. They leave. They're all leaving. I have more friends than I can count on both my hands that have left within the past few years, left California and have moved. They either moved to Texas, Tennessee, or Florida. That's where they go. I mean, out of the families that we know personally, I know at least 14. I'm trying to count in my head really fast. Like separate families that are of like people we know in person that are friends that have left California with their kids, have left. No, not kidding. And then if they have any family there, we have some folks their family just started trickling in. We there are some folks that we know who moved to Texas, and then their family came, like the parents came, and then the brother and sister came. So like the entire families have relocated. They don't even want to stay because of the weather anymore. And that used to be like the big thing that everyone talked about. Oh, well, it's so nice here though with the weather. No. But that's the big difference here. And Gavin Newsom, I'll say this. He is the only one, and I don't mean this as a compliment. I mean it as sort of just a word of warning to Republicans. He is the only one in the Democrat Party that is recognizing this. I've been watching the way that Democrats are handling the lead up into 2024. They're not in campaign mode. Now, maybe that's because they feel like they have settled upon Biden. Maybe they're waiting to see Newsom, who can stick his foot in his mouth constantly. They're waiting to see if he can, actually do this and hang on a bit. But I will say, Democrats, this is really unusual. Now, my other half of my mind here, because I think, it's unusual they're so quiet, but then are they though? Because think about this. With the trials, right? With the judge in New York, do Democrats have to campaign if they can get all these bureaucratic agencies to do it for them? If they can lean on tech suppression? I mean, then they don't even have to campaign, do they? It's very convenient. And the media's a help for them. But I will say Newsom is the only one who seems to understand the threat that Florida poses against Democrats.